This week we continue our look at index search, and we're going to look at creating review sets based on the results. Welcome to FTK Feature Focus. Welcome to this week's episode of FTK Feature Focus. I'm Justin Tolman, the Director of Training here at Xtero over in North America. And today we're going to continue looking at the index search. Specifically, we're going to use our search results to create a quick review set that we can send to somebody else to review while we continue to do whatever it is that we need to do. Again, distributing that work to make things a little bit quicker for the overall process, reducing backlog. So here we are in FTK. We find ourselves on the index search tab, which is where we're going to be. So the first thing we'll do is, let's say they sent us a list of search terms. So we're going to click on import, and we're going to go out to our desktop, and we're going to grab search this and click open, and we load in our stuff. We're going to switch this to OR. And we're going to take one extra step to further reduce our results because we've run processing options on this. So our results could be a lot larger than what would actually be on the drive. And we're creating review sets. And for this purpose, we want to stick with actual files. So we're going to select actual files. We'll go over to search now and include all files. We'll run the search. It finishes. We expand this out and we see our hits. We have, though, 160 files. That's not too bad to look through, even though we have some executables and some other things that maybe a reviewer wouldn't care about. We've gone from over 2 million files that they would have to review down to 160. So again, I think we are okay. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the label system. So we'll create a label by clicking on the labels button, and we'll do manage local, and we'll create a new one. For this one, we'll call it search results. So we'll go ahead and hit close, and we'll hit OK. And then what we can do is, with all listed selected, we can click on search results and click OK. This will label our search results as search results. All we're doing is running a quick search that we can export out and ship to whoever wants these files. So at this point, you have a couple different options. The one we're going to take a look at here is the report wizard. But no, you could also right click on these and include them into a forensic image that they could load into some other software. We're going to use the report feature here though. So we'll go up to file and we're going to go to report. Now that we're in the report options, you can populate the information as needed, case information to your various things. Bookmarks we're not going to use here. What we're going to do is actually come down to file paths and file properties. So we'll enable those right now, but then we'll go ahead and select them. So we will not need a filter for this one. So we'll expand labels. We'll grab search results, click on that and drag it over, and we'll select search results. And what that's going to do is create a nice little visualization for us for the file paths of our searches. Then we're going to drop down to file properties, and we're going to do the same thing. We don't need a filter. We'll come down to labels and we'll drag across our search results and we'll type those in as well. Now, for file properties, an important one here is to select the column that you want to do. By default, report standard will be set to everything that you have in the report. You can always copy selected, and that's going to open it up and you can change what type of information is stored in those columns. So we'll change the name to search results, and then we are going to add the column of file type, and then we're going to move that up to after the name, and we're going to also move the path up after file type. We don't really care as much about the size for this, so we'll move it down and we'll just remove the physical size. We don't need both sizes for this, so we'll remove the physical size. And for this, we don't need the access time. We'll also include some of the owner information. So we'll just come down to all features and scan down to the O section and grab the owner name and owner SID. And that way we can track things down later. And we'll move that and that above the size. And then the last thing we will add here is the item number. This is not something you really need while doing an investigation, but what it can help with later is, since they're doing a review, they can say these items are important or something to that nature. And it's a easy and unique way to track the files during the reporting phase of any investigation. So with those set, we'll click OK. And we'll grab our search results column that we just made, column set, and we'll hit close. And for the purposes of this example, we're ready to go. So we'll go ahead and click OK. And you need to save it to a directory somewhere on your machine. So we'll call this search results. And we're going to do HTML. You can do as many of these different types as you want. For us, we're just going to do HTML, and we'll click OK. As the report generates, realize we've covered portable case, and we've covered QView and some various other ways to create review sets. But this would be a situation where you're delivering files to someone who doesn't have access to those software packages, doesn't want to use those software packages, maybe just simple point and click. Realize that when you create a report for delivery, you're going to want to generate this again to make sure the files haven't changed in this review process. Once the report is generated, it will pop up our HTML, and we can do our search results here, and we can see all the files that we got out. A lot of them are some of these. We didn't run any extra filters, but you can see where it is in this visualization if that was something that was important to you. For example, we see these documents, and we can track down through where those files are. These are hyperlinks, so they can click on the file and open them up. We can also look at the file properties and notice that our columns that we specified are here as well. So you have all the information. Again, the links will open those files up and allow them to be viewed. You have the item number, and as well as, of course, the file name, so that they can report back and say, hey, these are the ones we want to do or go with or run with, etc. But again, for you, all it was a quick search, an export to a report, and you can send that out to whoever needs to look at these files. Okay, we've just covered a quick way to export files, to distribute that work, to build up some review sets, using the index search results to create a report. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.